One of our first leaders that put his name to the Treaty of 1868 was Manuelito Hasinch Elazehadjan. And he sent two of his boys to be educated in a classroom setting far to the east, and both of them died. The children that returned from these government schools or contracted schools or religious organization schools, the people were very cruel to the children, a nightmare in many cases, and it was not the way that the Diné would treat their children. Diné ka bendan hitten henodi oho ah nenegi sade ya digat otha ya oho ah betas dan ik dente akonde di Diné nenegi ask eda bendan hitten trage ya digat oho ah da asko hollo de kompa pato de dat o de hoan kon net de oho ah de hegi ego ya ni betas Akote gen Diné ja digat die pohos dan het nego dan genes trago ako I naachet le ko die be hotossen dole die ja beken de tarole de akot ego ja digat oho nenegi hashin sokot ojo dast anako sindikat ben kesen da hoil net dole. In the traditional teaching of our Diné, we are always encouraged to learn, to be able to comprehend how something is done and why it has to be done that particular way. And all of the learning that we have is making our life, we're told, comes directly from the holy people. The holy people have planned all of this out, that there are certain things that you're going to have to learn about. And the teaching is that you use your senses of sight, of smell, and taste, and hearing, and touching. All of these things are a way for us to learn about things. You learn about the way you feel about things, the way you think about things, the way that you respond to things in a physical setting. And then, of course, the idea of having a relationship with the holy people and the things that they expect of us as Diné. We are supposed to be a certain way. Diné is what we are told, that you are to live a certain way if you can be a Diné. And that's an individual that is following the corn pollen path and also journeying on the beauty way path. Nashado is what we say, and that means that we want to journey on that path of joy, happiness, confidence, and peace. But all of that has to be learned. You can't just have the idea that you're going to have it poured into you instantly and there it's going to be. It's a learning experiences that we have to have as an individual. And every individual is different. Dosa aheneteda is what they used to say, is that we are none of us the same or identical. We all think about things in a different way. We all feel about things in a different way. We all do things in a different way. And it is spiritual. Our spiritual understanding of things are at various levels. We all don't understand the sacredness of all things that we should consider sacred. So all of these things are learned. You have to learn. And then the other side of the learning process is that you can learn the good things to do in life, or you can learn to do the evil things of life. And so it is always that we have the choice to learn the good things or to learn the evil things. And so our people, when they made a treaty with the United States of America in 1868, one of the treaty agreements was that of education in a different way that the Diné had never experienced before, and that was in a classroom setting. The Treaty of 1868 says that the government would provide a teacher for every 30 students that the Diné were willing to put into a classroom setting. But they didn't really detail how that the government wanted to carry this out. And it was that the classroom setting was not something in the neighborhood as we see it today. They took the children away and took them far away from their homes, and they kept them there for years. And one of our first leaders in that put his name to the Treaty of 1868 was Manuelito Hachinch Elazé Hachin. And he is the one of the examples of him complying with the treaty agreement. And he sent two of his boys to be educated in a classroom setting far to the east. And both of them died. And that was the other thing. The children that returned from these government schools or contracted schools or religious organization schools, the people were very cruel to the children. And it was a nightmare in many cases for the children in that to be put into that learning environment. And it was not the way that the Diné would treat their children. And so it traumatized so many of them. And my late father, as far as my previous generation, he went to school at Fort Apache, and they were expected to stay there for 4 years or even 8 years. And he completed 8 years of school. And then, of course, he ran away and joined the Marine Corps during World War II. And then my grandmother, Ella, she completed a number of years of education. She could speak and write and do math in a government school. And so the closest schools that we have during my generation, of course, was the government school at Fort Wingate and Phoenix Indian School and Intermountain. Those are some of the ones that were more well known. And then those out in Anadarko, out in Oklahoma. But these students were sent there during the school year for about an 8-9 month period. And then they came home during the summertime to be with their families. And so there's the ways of learning and the classroom settings and that have changed. But even today, there are some things in that are done exactly the way that they were probably 120 years ago or even more. But the learning that we have as Diné was to learn how to make your life, and that the holy people had given the plan and how to do that. And you could learn that in a family environment, a home environment, and you would learn. And the teaching is everything can be learned from the edge of the fire pit outward in all of the directions, to the east, to the south, to the west, and to the north. All things that you need to learn start from the edge of the fire pit. And so learning how to make your life is very important. And the one thing that the Diné had to understand was that you, as a child of the holy people, you have the responsibility to learn the good things, never the evil things. And you should never, ever hate. Hate is something that is learned. And believe it or not, it is taught. And that was something that was taught in the government schools when our children were being sent to these government schools or these religious organization schools and contracted schools. And today we have that same situation of learning how to hate your country, how to hate your family, how to hate the ways of life, and how to hate the holy people. And those are the things that are learned. And they're something that was not originally taught or even of interest to the Diné. But we're getting away from that. Never, ever hate the holy people. And if it is something that you see as far as the way people worship their holy people, if they have a relationship and a belief and faith in their holy people, let them believe that way. Encourage them. I have friends that are ministers, and they have Sunday school. And it's a place of learning about their beliefs and their faith. And it's very important. I support them. I tell them, I'm so glad that you're teaching people the correct things in life and how to love things that are sacred, things that are holy, and to recognize that there is holy beings and sacred beings. Have a relationship with them. Learn that, learn it, and live it. And journey on the beauty way path. And do it with the idea in mind that you're going to have a prayer in the things that you do. We were just discussing every presentation we do with the Navajo traditional teaching. it involves our prayers. And we ask the holy people to help us to say the right things in the right way, and to have people understand that we try to do the right things with the things that we know. And those are the things that we are told.
Hey, thanks for watching our videos. If you like what you see, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss one of our uploads. Also, head over to our website, NavajoTraditionalTeachings.com. Sign up for our email list. Okay.